Morning, Carol, the holistic healer. I'm this morning going to show you how to do very quick grain-free banana pancakes. They're so good. So you need a banana, egg, buckwheat flour, a little bit of coconut oil to fry them in, and then I use the coconut collab yogurt, and I've got some blueberries. So you don't have to wait till the weekend to do this because it's so quick. You can do it any morning of the week. So first of all, I break up a banana into my jug and I'm going to blend it with. I then crack my egg in, and all we do is first we blend that up. Nicely mix it in. We then take the buckwheat flour, or I've also used lupin flour. I believe there are other seed flours. Buckwheat is not actually a grain. It's a seed, so it's not got the problems on the 21-day kickstart that a gluten-free flour would have. So I'm doing 2 rounded tablespoons, serving spoons of that, and then we whiz those in. Because we're trying to get rid of any allergens, any problem foods, and also reduce our complex starches, we're avoiding the flour. You can't hear me when I'm doing this, can you? I'll get this done first, then I'll talk. So we're mixing it up, and it's a nice glooping consistency. That's perfect. So then, come over with me. Let me grab you over here. And can you still see me? Now let's drop that down a little. So, at the frying pan, my hob goes up to 9, and I am cooking these on level 2, just to give you an idea of what temperature, so they don't burn too much. I'm very good at burning. This is the 3rd time I've ever tried to record this. And so I'm going to scrape off all of that lovely, delicious mixture, which is just to recap, a whisked egg, banana, and 2 rounded tablespoons of buckwheat flour, or lupin flour, or any other seed flour. I guess potentially you could do this with milled flax seeds. I've not tried that yet, but maybe I will at some point. Right, frying pan's warm. Now this will make about 2 lovely, big, ploofy, very filling banana pancakes. I'm just going to pour that in. I think that's about half, possibly slightly more. And I'm going to use the spatula just to spread it around a little bit more. So, and then the hob is going to obviously take longer than normal to heat up today because I'm trying to record it again. So the point of taking out the grain, as I said, is that it's inflammatory for a lot of people, but we're also reducing the carbohydrate load. Carbohydrates, when we eat them, their starches turn to sugars and we get a sugar spike. Now if we are not using that sugar spike immediately, what happens, the body then converts that into fat, and it usually stores it kind of in the middle in ladies, and even more so on the belly for men, but it also adds to up the face, the arms, tops of the thighs, and we're trying to help everybody just get into more fat burning state. So we're taking out those carbs that give us the sugar spike. The other thing with a sugar spike is that you end up with a sugar drop, so you end up with that carb coma feeling. It's lovely and full and sated, but you're also a little bit on the vacant side. I really notice this. I tend to personally follow a low carbohydrate diet anyway, so I really notice when I have chips however much I love them. So my pan is now beginning to warm up a little bit more, but it's going to take a little while. I might actually hurry that on. No, I won't hurry it on, because if I put it up to 3, I know it'll burn. If you have a garden and you do composting, banana skins are really good to throw in, because they add potassium, and particularly my fig tree, because I'm very lucky to have a fig tree in my garden, it loves banana. You can also bake the banana skins very, very low just to dry them out, and then grind them and pour that on the ground as a direct fertilizer. The eggshells, I save up all my eggshells all year long, and then when it comes time to planting out my seedlings in the spring, I break them up and put a thick layer, so 1.5 to 2 centimeters, just around the seedlings, and it protects them from slugs and snails. So that's a useful thing to do as well. The eggshell eventually will break down as you're turning the soil, and that actually adds calcium to the soil as well. Calcium in the soil helps encourage the microbiome, if you like, of the soil, so you get all of the healthy bacteria happier growing, and it improves drainage as well. There you go, a little bit of a gardening tip along with this. So very, very, very slowly my banana pancake is now cooking. Yesterday I tried to record this and I had heated the pan already, but by the time it came time to turn it over, I checked, and then I came back to the camera, came over here, and I burnt it and I set the fire alarm off. As my family know, I'm not always very good at cooking, definitely not good at following recipes. I'm a little fly by the seat of my pants type person. So this is, for me, a perfect recipe because you don't have to be too accurate. So my hob, although it's brand new, is also very quirky, and it's really not heating up. Really not heating up today, so I am going to bung it up to 3. And as I'm watching it, I'm just going to hope that I'm not going to burn it. So, benefit of using coconut oil. So I've just got some organic coconut oil from Morrison's this time, usually mine's from Lidl. Coconut oil has a very high burning point, so it's good for roasting and frying things. I find these pancakes, actually, they can be a little bit dry, so the fact that I cook them in, it's about half a level pudding spoon of oil, that kind of soaks it in. So it means that I'm getting all those beautiful oils that help nourish me as well, with vitamins A, D, E and K in. Coconut oil also is very good for your skin. So it softens your skin. So if you get any in your hands, don't wash it off. Just rub it in. It's great. For your hair, if you've got really bad frizz, bit of coconut oil on your hair and just lightly pat your hair and it'll help to calm the frizz down. I'm going to check these pancakes again now. Oh yeah, love professional cooking. And we are still really soft. My hob is really insane. I grew up with a gas hob and I've always struggled with electric hobs that I've had ever since. So why are we using coconut yogurt rather than dairy yogurt? Dairy, again, particularly cow dairy, is highly allergenic to a lot of people. Dairy is often linked to mucousy things and dry skin, although not the only cause of excessive mucus and dry skin. It's a common one, and asthma, because it seems to clog up our lungs a little bit, this reaction that we have. So going for a coconut based one, we avoid that dairy, but we can still get that lovely creamy yogurtiness, which is really nice in the mornings. And in fact, that fresh, clean flavour of the plain coconut collab yogurt with the sweetness of the pancake goes really well. Interestingly, sheep and goat's milk and sheep and goat's cheese and sheep and goat's yogurt don't seem to affect people in the same way, but that could be just because we don't eat it as much. Also, sheep and goat's milk, the way they work in the gut, they tend to support gut flora better than cow products, cow dairy products. Interesting little aside there. I am going to risk flipping this now. It's not particularly cooked on the top, but I think that is cooked. It's starting to cook. Oh man. How long have I been talking? And my whole book. Yesterday, on 2, having set the fire alarm off, cooked those to a beautiful golden brown within a minute. Today, on 3, it's not cooking at all. It's like working with children and animals this far. My kids will tell you every single oven I have had in their life has been quirky. Apart from one that I put in myself in a new kitchen in a flat we lived in for a bit. That one worked fine. So while you're cooking, what you can do also is take time to just think positively about the day ahead. What I like to do is to visualize the events in my diary and visualize the outcome that I want. So if I have a phone call with somebody, a friend, I visualize them feeling happier and more cared for or more loved by the time we hang up. If I'm treating somebody with a massage, I visualize them feeling really relaxed and their body opening and releasing tension, and then feeling much more comfortable and ready for the rest of their day when they leave. The power of intention is really good. Clearly it's not working with the hob right now, but we'll get there. Even on 3, I can hear that the hob is not cooking. I may have to give up on this. I'm running out of things to tell you. Yeah. Okay, well at least we are starting to ploof up a little bit. I don't know if you can see how deep this is. It's quite a nice deep pancake, so it's more like an American pancake. So if we were eating sugars, which we're not on the 21-day program, but perhaps as a special treat afterwards, I reckon these would go great with some really nice organic maple syrup and maybe a little bit of bacon with them as well. Interestingly, with bananas, originally they were actually a savoury food, and in the West Indies I know that you'd have a lot of fried plantain, which is closer to the original banana. The bananas that we have now all come from one plant, because there was a great illness that struck the banana plants and pretty much wiped out all the banana plantations. And it was one banana plant that pretty much repopulated the world with bananas, and they are bred to be sweeter than the original banana. Oh gosh, I'm so full of useless information. And I still can't believe it. On 3, this is still not cooking. Okay, up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just brown, please. This is crazy. See, every time I've recorded this, it's literally taken 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes to brown each side. So what we may end up doing is stopping this video and recording a successful cook time-wise. So now my hob is on 9 maximum. So maybe now it might cook. We're still not browning. And you can see the red heat. I always like to use cast iron pans. I'm suspicious of Teflon. We know it's carcinogenic. And with the best will in the world, when you heat it, it does start to degrade and it does loosen off. With a cast iron pan, once you've put your fat in it and seasoned it, as long as you don't put washing up liquid and clean that off, it becomes really good non-stick. I've had this pan for 5 or 6 years now, and it has seen washing up liquid probably about 2 or 3 times, because I've just walked off, forgotten what I'm doing, had the wrong heat on, and burned something. But then I just re-season it. If I was, for a while, this was my egg pan. Okay, now you see, this is what it's supposed to look like after 2 minutes. When it was just my frying egg pan, all I'd do is wipe it out with kitchen roll. Because fat doesn't go rancid, and I'd be cooking in butter. Because I love fried eggs cooked just fried in butter. Okay, I'm going to turn that off now. We're getting some smoking. And ta-da! So I'm definitely going to re-record this bit. So I've cooked one, and then I'm just going to put a piece of coconut oil, and that melts nice and quickly. I've got my hob on 2 out of 3. Sometimes it likes to go to 3 because my hob is a little crazy. Me and white goods, we have an interesting relationship, always have. So this is the second half of the mixture. This is just to show you how quick the frying time is. Got a little bit of smoke coming up there. Whoa, I'm just trying to spread the mixture out a little bit. Because it's so nice and thick, it doesn't spread like a French style crepe. And that is starting to bubble nicely. It's starting to lift up as the air gets caught underneath, so we end up with lovely pretty patterns on the inside. And I can see that's just beginning to brown slightly on the outside. Not quite cooked yet. When you test it by just moving the sides in, when it's cooked, it doesn't move in, it kind of bounces back out because you've got a solid cooked layer on top underneath with all the lovely soft uncooked doughy mixture. It's a doughy mixture. Actually, it tastes really good raw as well, and because it's a seed, that's fine. And personally, I do raw eggs. I eat mayonnaise, so long as I know where the eggs are coming from. So it's now cooked enough on one side, so I'm just going to turn it, and that pan is hot. So as you can see, lovely there. And what you end up with is in fact quite a thick, chunky, sort of American style pancake. And because I know there's enough heat in my pan, let's turn that off now. I've finished with the coconut oil. All I need to do, in fact I can do that while I'm waiting, can't I? Get my coconut yogurt. Now I like to make a sandwich with these because I actually miss ploufie bread sometimes. Although I adore my seed bread, which is this stuff, so there's a recipe on another one. And then some blueberries, and that seed bread is equally exactly the kind of stuff we can eat on the 21-day kickstart. Got some blueberries on there, and I reckon that's cooked perfectly. How about that for a hearty breakfast? Have a great day, enjoy making it. Let me know how you get on, what your successes are and what your failures are, because I've made enough.